And back live at the Mecca, Martz Hall in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It's now time for the Schuylkill League Boys Championship as we have Blue Mountain, the Eagles, taking on the North Schuylkill Spartans, and all the action for you here on D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Now, along with Ryan Caulfield, the mayor, I'm Matt Province saying hello and welcome back courtside here at Martz Hall. You know, you have a chance here for history, right? North Schuylkill could be the first team ever to win a championship on both the girls and the boys side in the same season. But if Blue Mountain plays anything like it did 2 nights ago in the semifinal win, they have something to say about that.
Yeah, I think throw the 2 records out the window here for both these teams. They split their season matchups. This is a rubber match between the two. I think playing at Martz Hall, neutral site, the nerves are going to be there, but also the anxiousness. I think both teams, they're laser focused right now during their warm-ups, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game all around. Going to be hard to live up to that last one, but I'm expecting a good one.
I'm still sweating and goosebumps all over from that last one. But in terms of North Schuylkill has been here quite a bit. This is a team that in the past had a stranglehold for a while. They won last in 2009, so it's been some time for this team. Now, Will Brayson, his 3rd year, is looking for his first Schuylkill League championship, but they come in hot, the Spartans do, having won 11 in a row. Does that parlay over at all for them, the way they've been feeling confident, especially after the win in the semifinals a couple days ago?
Yeah, they were tested a little bit with adversity against Pottsville. It's the first time they were down by a decent amount, down by double digits in the first half, but they were able to rebound and put together a superb second half. While Blue Mountain, on the other hand, they've been coming in hot as well. They won their last 6, I believe, now, and believe it or not, 3 of their last 4 games have come at Martz Hall, so that experience might be a little bit of the difference here. Some of the seniors have played here during the league semifinals as sophomores, while North Schuylkill, this is their first time here in 13 years. First time in 13 years that Pottsville isn't in the final. So if you're a Schuylkill League basketball fan, it's the first time in a while that you don't see the Tide playing on their home court on a Friday night.
And if the Eagles play anything like they did here in the semifinals, intensity for 32 minutes, they will be tough to beat. So this should be a very good game, tightly contested, just like the girls' championship was. We got to step aside because we've got our 2 student reporters with reports after talking to the coaches about the keys to this one. Let's take a break. We'll be back getting close to the boys' championship matchup here on D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
For life, I'ma be legend for life. I'ma be legend for life. I said I'ma be legend for life. Back against the wall where you go turn. Wanna see you crash, wanna see you burn, but you gotta stay tall, gotta wait your turn. Cause through trials, that's what legend.
All right, Matt Province, Ryan Caulfield back with you here courtside at Martz Hall. The boys' championship upcoming, and we have 2 who have been on the scene, Luke Stefanisco of North Schuylkill and Anna Howland of Lehighton. They'll tell you about what to expect in this one.
I'm Luke Stefanisco here with Anna Howland. We are here at the Schuylkill League Boys Championship Games. We spoke to the coaching staff's pregame. Here's what they had to say.
It's a huge game for Blue Mountain. They've already met North Schuylkill twice already this season. Blue Mountain with 1 win, and North Schuylkill with the other. And tonight Blue Mountain looks to gain their 2nd win over the Spartans. It's a really big deal for Blue Mountain tonight to match the intensity of the Spartans that they're providing and to play a physical game against them. If North Schuylkill can limit points if North Schuylkill can have its turnover points limited by Blue Mountain, and Blue Mountain can get a great shot off and put it in the basket, they think they'll be able to come off with a win in this game.
Spartans stand tonight on the cusp of history. No team has ever won both the Schuylkill League championships in boys and girls action. Tonight, the Spartans have a chance. Look for them to rely on Zane Zolkowski, who had an off game on Wednesday, but let's pick up his form tonight. They'll also like to rely on the hot hand of Jack Kiter, while also getting Joey Flail involved. And for the rebound lovers, Jack Dean and Joey Flail provide a lot of second chance opportunities. The Spartans keep to their guns, play their jobs. They'll come out tonight Schuylkill League champions. Back to you guys.
I like the vernacular. The cusp of history for North Schuylkill. Good job by Luke Stefanisco and Anna Howland, our student reporters, and we do want to thank D11sports.com and their student internship program, which gives students like Luke and Anna the opportunity to get close to the action and announce games at their high school. If you are a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcast journalism or photography, contact your athletic director for more information or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. Keys to the game, I know Ryan Caulfield is all over this one. He sniffed it out. Ryan, what do you have for this matchup?
So for Blue Mountain, one thing that really hurt them in their loss up in Fountain Springs was North Schuylkill was able to pound the offensive glass and get a lot of second chance points and a lot of scrappy buckets. They also have to minimize the Spartans' big run. As we saw in the semifinal Wednesday, they were able to come out in the third and fourth quarters and extend their lead off of all the intensity from the crowd and being able to take in the atmosphere to help assist them to have that big run. For North Schuylkill, they just have to play with the intensity that they played with the second half of the season and stop Blue Mountain in transition. As we saw in the earlier game, Blue Mountain really likes to get out and run with the ball and find the open look from there, whether it's a kick out to the corner or an open look in the lane.
All right, those are your keys to the game. In a moment, we're going to get the starting lineups, but I think we might get a second national anthem. We have a performer who's standing in front of us, and so we will indeed do the national anthem, and we'll have that with you as we get set for this boys championship in the Schuylkill League between Blue Mountain and North Schuylkill. Blue Mountain winning Division I, Blue Mountain finishing right behind them. Great job on the national anthem, and that signifies our readiness to get started in this championship game. Of course, we still have the starting lineups as both teams are now getting set for those announcements from our public address announcer. And Ryan, two very good teams with 5 very good starters apiece. I'll let you go through them here.
Two very experienced teams, to say the least. As you see, it's all upperclassmen on both sides of the ball here. For Blue Mountain, they counter with 3 seniors and 2 juniors, while North Schuylkill, on the other hand, has the 3 juniors and 2 seniors. Blue Mountain will really look to rely on Kerstetter and Thomas and their little height advantage that they have in this game. Isaac Thomas standing at 6'5". The tallest man for the Spartans is Jack Dean at 6'4", a little bit burlier and muscular inside. Isaac Thomas will look to draw him outside a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see in this game what North Schuylkill comes out in. They played zone against Pottsville to start the game in a 1-3-1, but in their earlier matchup with Blue Mountain, they played man the first game and the 2-3 zone the second game. So we're not really sure what we're going to get here out of North Schuylkill, but expect man-to-man from Blue Mountain.
Ryan did mention earlier that the two teams met, and back on December 12th, the game at Blue Mountain, it was the Eagles prevailing 62-55. And in that game, Kerstetter had 26 points, 3 assists. Miller had 12 and 7. And they won despite the fact that Isaac Thomas had foul trouble and only played 5 minutes. He just got dapped up by her brother. That's pretty cool, courtside before a championship game. And then they played at North Schuylkill back on January 20th. That one was handled a little bit more easily as North Schuylkill got the 74-56 victory. But again, like you said, throw that out the door, man. They split, so they can both know they're capable of winning this game. And now playing in this environment, you know, it's a whole different environment than what they've been used to during the course of the regular season.
A good thing with both these teams, though, playing in Division I, they both won against Pottsville during their regular season matchup here. And then Blue Mountain has won 2 in a row here in the quarters and semis. And North Schuylkill faced the adversity in the semifinal game, was able to defeat Pottsville on their home floor in the semifinals. So there's not really a home court advantage going on here. It's a little bit different aspect than we're used to seeing here at Martz Hall on a Friday night in mid-February, so I'm excited to see what happens here.
All right, so we have set the scene for you, and of course this is brought to you by our good friends at DM2 Security, which is locally owned and operated presently serving most of Pennsylvania, providing all phases of security services for your home and business. They offer free estimates and have very competitive pricing and superior customer service. Learn more at dm2security.com. A small price to pay for your peace of mind. Isaac Thomas at 6'5" to jump it up with Jack Dean at 6'4". The place is full, nary a seat to be had. Many are standing, and a Schuylkill League championship is hanging in the balance. We'll have 32 minutes, or maybe even more like we did in the girls' finals, but we are set. And a season's worth of action for a championship now underway as Brogan Campbell, who had a terrific semifinal game, comes away with it, and the Eagles will be on offense first here tonight at Marks Hall.
Looks like North Schuylkill's coming out in man-to-man.
Nearly a steal. Flail, the athletic wide receiver, playing defensive back there. Caulfield eludes traffic, but then Campbell couldn't hang on to it. We have a tie-up, and the possession arrow will go back to the Spartans, so a good stop defensively for North Schuylkill to get things started tonight.
Little jitters there on both sides. You can tell ball fumbling around a little bit. Nobody can take control, but North Schuylkill looks to get their offensive set up as Coach Bracey's giving a play call out now.
Drew Miller will bring it up.
North Schuylkill going to try and get Kiter and Zolkowski established early with back screens for each other. Kiter especially from the outside. Zolkowski more in the paint.
Kiter had 19 in the first meeting, and he had 20 in the next. So 19.5 points per game, which is actually right at his average for the season in his 2 games against these Blue Mountain Eagles. Flail puts it to the deck. Tough shot. And it just won't go rimmed out. Thomas saved it, and he was able to get it to Tyler Miller, who had a tremendous defensive game in the win here in the semifinal on Wednesday. Thomas taking it to Dean. No. So a couple of rim jobs that just wouldn't fall for either team. And back away with it come the Spartans. And there's the first points of the day. It's Zane Zolkowski, who averages 19 per affair.
Yeah, I think the matchups got a little bit messed up there for Blue Mountain. They didn't pick up Zolkowski in transition. Kerstetter was forced to take 2-on-1, and he chose Kiter.
Oh, nice spin move, but then he stopped. That was Kerstetter, who had a lane to the basket and pulled up.
I think he had the take there early. He got past Zolkowski, but then tried to pump fake him up in the air, and Zane, a superior athlete, he'll be able to jump up and block that every time.
Kerstetter combined for 43 points in the 2 meetings between these 2 teams. Here's Dean, bullseye! From downtown, Jack Dean is their center, but he does shoot at a clip of 41% from downtown.
Yeah, Jack Dean, he had Matt Caulfield on him. They were very good buddies outside of here, so I'm sure he was giving him the business after that one.
And now the other big man will try it. Knockdown! That's Isaac Thomas with an answer. His 9th three-point field goal of the year.
Just as we expected, the 2 big men to hit threes to start this game.
Hey, Ryan, can you break down who's going to hit the 3-point field goals?
Oh, boy.
A rejection. The big man, Ike Thomas. But it comes away to Miller.
There's another
partial rejection. And a third opportunity. This time it's Kiter. The one-hander is good. Oh, boy, Jack Kiter was sensational here on Wednesday. Couldn't have been better.
There's those second chance opportunities we're talking about. It looked like it was going to be a tie-up, but our officials let them play through that. Flail was able to look for Kiter in the middle of the lane.
Kiter had 27 here the other night. 10 of those in the 4th quarter. So a 7-3 lead early on for the Spartans. Like the intensity early.
Yeah, North Schuylkill very impressive on the defensive end thus far.
Campbell, tough take. No good, and there's the scrappy Tyler Miller getting another opportunity for Blue Mountain. Into the lane, Kerstetter, no. Thomas, an offensive rebound and a third crack at it this possession. Caulfield had 4 3-point field goals Wednesday. Goes to a jump step into the lane, yes! Caulfield, oh my! In his bag of tricks, he finds that, Ryan Caulfield.
Once again, I'll grill him again. He was giving me a lot of crap for it, but he doesn't really like to take the ball to the hole much, and that's the first time he's done that. It's definitely not on the scouting report there. So Flail playing up, taking away the 3-pointer, he's able to drive as there's an easy look for Zolkowski. Oh my!
Third rejection by Thomas.
He's going to play a huge part in this game on the defensive end.
Look at the hands of Miller. It'll stay with Blue Mountain. Thomas, 3 blocks already, and you remember in the matchup earlier this season, he didn't play much. He had 5 fouls in 6 minutes. He was gone.
Yeah, Isaac, he really has to stay out of foul trouble, as we see. Matt Caulfield's tough finish there.
So he stepped back and shot from 3 on Wednesday. Now he's going to drive. Speaking of drive, Thomas. Oh, strong move. Oh, big man. Have a good start.
Yeah, that's the mismatch there, if that's what they're going to do. In the first matchup, Dean guarded Caulfield because he wasn't an offensive factor, and they were able to put Flail and Zolkowski to guard Thomas. There, the quicker Thomas was able to take Dean off the dribble rather than the post up inside.
So to your point earlier, not exactly what we'd have dreamt up to start this game. Kiter, you dreamed that all night long. He can shoot it as he did Wednesday. That goes along script.
Yeah, Kiter, he could shoot as soon as he steps across half court. Blue Mountain's going to have to get a hand up on him as soon as he touches the ball.
As good a three-point shooter as we've seen here. Caulfield fouled. And that's what he does, right? Gets under your skin defensively, draws fouls. He picked one up here.
Yeah, you see here, Dean gets it out. If you're guarding anybody else in the league, you're letting him have that any day of the week. But Jack Kiter, he's as knockdown of a shooter as you'll find around this area.
A quick little run for Luke Miller, who's back out. Drew Miller back in. And also in Jude Mazakis. Thomas has done it by putting it to the deck. Now he'll step back, a 3-ball, no good. And fighting Miller, it's on the floor. Look at Miller dive for it and save the thing to Kerstetter. Miller, as the ball is intercepted, Miller has such gut and grit when he plays out there.
It's almost like he has a magnet to the ball.
Kiter has a magnet to the bottom of the net, though here the ball was knocked out of his hands. For the year, Kiter averaged 19.3. Shot at 46% from the floor and led the team with 44 three-point field goals.
First foul of the ball game.
Kerstetter had 16 points here in the semifinal, also had 16 points in the first round game against Tri-Valley. Very consistent for Kerstetter. Now Zolkowski from the line hits the first. 3 points for Zane Zolkowski, who is a 67% free throw shooter. Already shirts off in the student section as Zolkowski cans a pair.
Yeah, both student sections all the way up to the rafters here. It's not going to be a better environment, probably around the state on a day like today. Great
hands by Miller, but they overshot him, and so taketh and giveth right back. No harm, no foul. It'll stay with Blue Mountain.
Dean, the former quarterback, couldn't connect with his wide receiver there.
Now a hold on Miller. Yeah, Flail, you mentioned receiver. He is an all-state receiver going into a senior year, getting looks at places like Syracuse and Penn State already. As a junior, has set school records for receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. So he's about as athletic as it gets here for either team. He's on the Spartans wearing number 32.
A little bit of token pressure here from the Spartans just to get the ball in. You'll see Brogan Campbell calling out the play.
It's freshman Luke Miller back in the game, getting big opportunity early on here in the Schuylkill League Championship. Caulfield doubled up, looking for help. Flail on him. And Flail helps create the turnover. Oh, what a pass ahead to Zolkowski, who lays it in, but that was made on a beautiful up-court pass by Jack Kiter. Look at this.
Yeah, the defensive intensity of North Schuylkill thus far has been, it's almost what you would see with a Pottsville team, where they're playing really up the line, not allowing any easy passes to the wing, and they've been able to get a couple of turnovers off that already.
14-7 game. Zane Zolkowski has 6. That was set up by Kiter's assist. He's got 5. And now we have a timeout. Gives us an opportunity to welcome our good friends Right Now are Aluminum Trailers for more than 40 years, continuing to deliver on its commitment to leadership and innovation, providing Right Now owners with stronger, lighter, more durable flatbed trailers in North America, backed by the best warranty in the business. Right Now Trailers, they work as hard as you do. Call them at 610-929-4856 for more information. 7-point game with 2:21 to go in the first.
First sub into the game for the Eagles, Aiden Grace, enters 6 minutes in. He'll give you a lot of shooting potential from the outside, something that the Eagles don't have much of.
Nice feed. Miller accelerates to the rack, but can't get it to go. Kiter the rebound.
Thought he might have gotten bodied there a little bit, but let him play through it.
Last loss for North Schuylkill was back on January 13th, over a month ago. It was poked free and stolen away. And a chance for Kerstetter goes up and off the window and in. Thought he was fouled, no call, but a big bucket at a time Blue Mountain needed one.
Yeah, I think he might have been. It looked like it came off his hand a little bit funky. It was either deflected or on the wrist a little bit, but they need to get Carson Kerstetter going to have a shot in this one.
Zolkowski trying to return the favor to his teammate Kiter. Promptly doubled up top Dean. He can launch from downtown. Yes, does it again. He's a big fella, but he's got a big stroke. 6 points, all from beyond the arc for Jack Dean.
Jack Dean, former Blue Mountain player, played here as a freshman and sophomore, and the coaching staff at Blue Mountain, they would wince every time he looked to take a three-pointer with his big size inside, but
not
man,
anymore.
Is he hitting them.
Leads the team at 41% from downtown. Kiter comes out for the rebound, so Dean has 6, tied with Zolkowski for the game high. Meanwhile, Isaac Thomas, 5, leads Blue Mountain. Inside of a minute, Kiter again. Got it! Nothing but net for this kid who can really shoot. Oh, my.
I think Kiter's only taken 2 shots, and they both have come nowhere near hitting the rim.
His last 2 quarters, he's grabbed 18 points at Marts Hall going back to the 4th quarter of the semifinal game. Thomas already with 1 triple. No. Miller saved it. The other Miller nearly steals it. It's a scrum and an out of bounds, and Blue Mountain will save a possession here with inside of 30 seconds.
So we see here, Kiter gets loose. Aiden Grace just steps back below the screen a little bit, and that's too much room for Jack Kiter.
Look at his shot. Look how tight he keeps his shot. It's just so fundamentally sound.
He gets a lot of spin on the ball. He really gets a lot of rotations on it.
Campbell thought about it from downtown. No hold, looking for a better shot. Ball in the hands of Kerstetter, who had the early bucket and has been silent since. Looking around, Campbell now from downtown. In and out, no good. Thomas, the putback, he was fouled. Isaac Thomas wreaking some havoc early on. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 6.5 to go.
Yeah, Isaac Thomas, he's going to have to be the key to this ball game. He hounds the offensive glass for sure.
The definition of cool, by the way, the medal-wearing North Schuylkill girls team is on the front line of the student section cheering on their boys. That's pretty cool.
That's school spirit if I've ever seen it.
Thomas able to connect on the first shot. He's been a 62% free throw shooter, and he's now got 6 points. Don't forget, he's got, 4 blocks already.
Early on, though, it seems like everything North Schuylkill's taken here in these last 3 or 4 minutes has gone in.
Well, Kiter never slowed up from his performance. Here's Zolkowski, a buzzer beater? No. Either way, a good shooting quarter for North Schuylkill, which finds 9 points from Kiter. Make it 8. And 6 from Zolkowski, 6 from Dean. We'll step aside for a moment. 1 quarter in, 2010 Spartans. And this is your D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
I'm be legend for life. 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 I said I'm be legend for life. Against the wall where you go turn. Wanna see you crash, wanna see you burn. But you gotta stay tall, gotta wait your turn. Cause through trials, that's what legend.
Lehigh Valley Legends get started on March 4th in their second year, first playing at home at the Kirby Sports Center in Lafayette College. Their home opener Friday, the 10th of May against the Syracuse Stallions. They'll also play on the 11th against the Reading Rebels. 12 home games. Tickets very affordable. Get yours now at LehighValleyLegends.com. Let's see if Blue Mountain can settle it down a little bit. Obviously a little unraveled early on, some untimely turnovers.
Not an unfamiliar place for the Eagles, though. 2 to 3 times this year, they went down big as Kerstetter hits another 2. As I was saying, they've gone down big in the first half in league play to both Jim Thorpe and Tamaqua off the top of my head. They erased a 17-point deficit at Tamaqua at halftime in the third quarter alone and ended up taking a lead into the fourth quarter. So just when you think you have them, make sure you can't count out the Eagles by any means.
And because of the way they play defense, they can carve into deficits at a much quicker rate than a lot of other teams can.
Yeah, they really like to get the ball out in transition if they're able to.
Remember, they got off to a bit of a slow start on Wednesday. They were tied after the first quarter, then exploded 22-5. They won the second quarter. Zane Zolkowski working hard, gets a second effort. Bodies falling, ball falling as well. And Zolkowski now has 8.
Not really sure how that wasn't either something there, a block or a charge.
Hands, and there's a reach in.
Oh, they gave him the shot.
And they're going to give him shots. Whoa. Break here for Brogan Campbell. Yeah. We need there's no restricted arc here at the high school level, is there?
Yeah, I just thought there could have been something there. You kind of have to establish that early in this type of physical ball game.
And then you call something like that a little reach. Campbell had a lot of shots at the line to try to ice the game here on Wednesday. Shot at 6 of 10. For the year, right at his average, he's at 60%.
All the freebies here tonight you're going to have to take advantage of.
Neither, but Isaac Thomas there, can't get the putback. Miller, he goes up high. Boy, he is a havoc wreaker. Tyler Miller.
Yeah, his vertical jump just right off the bounce is unlike anything I've ever seen. Him on a football field and then also on the baseball field. He makes catches on the baseball field in right field that look like they should be triples, and he's diving, making plays for them. One of the most athletic players in this league for sure.
Thomas has not been bashful about putting it to the deck, trying to take it to Dean. And now here's Kerstetter, bullseye! Carson Kerstetter connects from downtown.
Not usually a three-point shooter, Kerstetter, as there it is, the steal.
Thomas goes up. Oh, a chance at a three-point play. No, as he couldn't connect, but he'll go back to the line, and now the tides are turning a little bit here at Martz Hall.
Here's Kerstetter, he jab steps. Ainslkowski a little bit too far off. And Kerstetter able to make him pay. Quick little flurry here from the Eagles.
Well, a 5-2 run. Remember, we just talked about how they dominated the second quarter Wednesday, 22-5 was their run in that win over Marion, 64-46. They're going to talk about this one. It's on Dean. So they get Dean. That's his second there, Ryan.
Yeah, that could be big coming on in this game. North Schuylkill, not a lot of depth at the forward position.
Not a lot of height. And you got to deal with Ike Thomas.
Flail also has 2 fouls, so bringing him back in. Interesting to see if North Schuylkill stays in zone here or if they move Zolkowski to the big man. A little bit more physical inside and athletic enough to get up and block.
Thomas 1 of 2 for the second time tonight. Ball was nearly kept alive. It was. So you can see the grit and the guile on the side of Blue Mountain. Several second and third opportunities with bodies flying all over the floor, onto the floor, into the out-of-bounds area.
I thought North Schuylkill did a really good job in the first quarter at getting the hustle points. But right now the Eagles are taking it to them on the offensive side and then as well being able to get some steals on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've opened up a 6-2 run. Caulfield already has 1 field goal, this time an offensive foul. Get a look on replay here as Caulfield went hard into the lane and Joey Flail.
It looked like a very similar play to the other end. It looked like they both kind of fell a little bit before contact there.
Kickball there. I'll tell you what, if the Dallas Cowboys had a kicker like that, they've hit a lot more extra points this season. Holy Toledo. But they went about 15 rows back. Out goes
Caden Mengel, I believe, getting early minutes for the Spartans.
Yeah.
Blue Mountain showing a little bit of pressure here, a little bit of diamond press. They got to get back here, though. Somebody's open. Ooh, almost a double dribble, though.
Zakis, who also checked in. 6 to go here, 6-point game. Kiter misses, a rare miss from downtown. Nice rebound, Kerstetter up to get it, 3-on-2. Kerstetter takes it to the rack with the finish, no, but there's Ike Thomas. He gets blocked, and now the other way, it's Miller. Miller through the lane, Miller fouled, will go to the line.
Coach Wirtz going ballistic over on the bench. He wants the same call down at the other end. And I think he's got a point.
So Thomas had the putback try, wouldn't fall. And now Miller the other way. He's been a 64% free throw shooter. Had 3 points in the semifinal victory here Wednesday. He's got his first tonight.
Second foul on Matt Caulfield. You'll see Merrick Brayford entering the game here. So a little bit different there. We'll see who they move on to Kiter now. See if they move Tyler Miller to Kiter or if they put Kerstetter on Kiter and put Miller on Zlakowski.
Miller 2 for 2. Timeout taken by North Schuylkill. Back to 8, that lead for the Spartans, trying to make it the first time in Schuylkill League history that both the boys and the girls team from the same high school are league champions. All right, a chance to remind you that St. Luke's is the let me try that again. Can I get a do-over, a fresh start there? St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Out of the timeout, Blue Mountain basketball.
A little bit of a 2-2-1 press here from North Schuylkill. Looking to trap right there.
Thomas comes up to get it. Dean lucky he didn't get hit with his third foul as they collided. Little hip check. Risky pass into the lane, kickball. It'll stay with Blue Mountain.
Yeah, I think both sides had an argument there. I think Dean looked more like a linebacker there, his football position, as he took Isaac Thomas out of bounds. And Thomas, I don't think he reestablished himself either before he touched that ball.
Yeah, almost like a gentleman's agreement, a no call. Oh, look at Drew Miller, another theft, hounding all over Miller, and then eventually a foul. It's going to be on, I believe, Campbell.
I think Tyler Miller.
Oh, no, it's Miller, you're right.
One word to describe Drew Miller is just he's a pest out there. On the offensive and defensive end, he's always right in your hip no matter where you go. I'm pretty sure whoever he's guarding, if they walked off the court, he'd be right there waiting for the steal.
He's like Kiter light.
Blue Mountain just got a bench sideline warning.
Both guys wearing headbands, but Kiter 6'1", Miller 5'10", one wearing 1, one wearing 11. If you look quickly sometimes in a scrum, you get them mixed up.
That's big because the next time if Blue Mountain gets warned at all, Coach Worth's going to have to keep it under control. Oh, look out.
Nice steal. Isaac Thomas strong to the rack. His terrific first half continues.
That's where Blue Mountain's going to have to get most of their points is in transition here.
Kiter thought about it. He and Dean trying to play a little game of give and go, and it's another turnover. It comes away to Blue Mountain. Campbell hit from behind on his elevation.
Let's see if that goes on Dean for his third.
Oh, my. No. Was it from behind? It was on Kiter.
Nice steal there from Thomas.
Sometimes I don't think he realizes he's 6'5", $150. I mean, he puts it to the deck. He's had some spinorama, some great driving baskets. He steps out, gets a steal. I mean, he is showing an athletic side to his game tonight.
Yeah, seeing his growth so he was a freshman while I was a senior, and he played up on the JV team as a freshman, but he got injured halfway through the year, so he really lost half of a season his freshman year. But
was he always that tall?
He has always been that tall.
Because he looks to me like a guy that's now really growing into his body and has a good feel for how to make it work, because he has been very athletic in this game tonight, very athletic.
Yeah, that's one good thing I think the coaching staff did well. They saw his potential at his height and were able to refine his skills so he could start as a sophomore and then obviously as a junior and senior.
1 of 2 for Campbell, his first point tonight. Kiter had a very busy first quarter. His drive was thwarted by Brogan Campbell there.
I thought Kiter could have had a shot there. I don't think he realized how open he was.
Yeah, you can't give him an open look. He wants to battle down low for position against Campbell.
3 seconds. Yep.
But he battled too long.
Good defensive possession there from the Eagles, being able to deny him the ball.
So a chance for Blue Mountain to continue to carve into this deficit. It's 5 right now.
They switched into the 1-3-1 here, and that's not going to do it. But
Thomas,
a lucky bounce.
A turnaround, no. Kerstetter crashed the boards and kind of got twisted and missed it. And so the Spartans come away with it.
Lucky bounce there. Thomas was lucky to even get the ball.
Still, though, Ryan, a 9-4 run for the Eagles here in the second quarter has gotten right back in the thing. Down low, Zolkowski had a good start. He's been quiet here in the second quarter.
They really like that back screen for him off this ace play. It gets swung through, and then he gets a back screen. They really like to hit him. That's where he doesn't have to take many dribbles to get his points.
Flail cuts baseline, lost the handle. Campbell away with it, and a foul on Flail, and that's going to be his third foul. Third, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's his third, and Brogan Campbell also going to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
That is 3 on the very athletic Flail.
It'll be a big storyline for the rest of this game. He gives them a little bit of different look. He's not exactly the most skilled basketball type player in the world, but man, is he an athlete, and he makes it work. He didn't play last year. It's hard to imagine he did not play last year, and he's still putting in, 8 points a game or so.
And his athleticism in that 1-3-1, huge. Campbell now 1 of 5 from the line.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt. There's 4 points right there left on the table, and Campbell and Thomas missed 1 as well, so there's 5 right there.
Brayford really hounding point. He didn't play Wednesday. At least he didn't play a lot of minutes if he did. Kiter the one-hander. It's no good. Thomas grabs another rebound. Boy, he has put up a big first quarter. Now second quarter he continues. Campbell, a nifty move and a dish. And 2 points. Patiently Kerstetter operating in the lane. But that was all set up by Campbell.
Yeah, he really likes to get to the lane, and that's where he does his work. And the last couple games, he's really not – early on in the season, he would go up with that and get fouled, and then his free throw percentage not helping. But the dish off to Kerstetter or Thomas down there, it's a very high percentage look.
Quietly a 3-point game. Remember, it was 10 after 1. Zolkowski, offensive foul.
Right here, we'll see the offensive possession. Nice in-and-out dribble and nice dish there. And Kerstetter, even though he had the double team, he waited and waited and was able to jump through.
Yeah, he was patient. He could have got up and probably would have gotten blocked by 3 guys at once who are desperately trying to stop an easy bucket.
Quickly into a one-possession game here. Back in the 1-3-1 are the Spartans. He walked.
Travel. I thought Campbell was at his best probing, and I talked about that on Wednesday. When he would work into the lane, he had eyes in the back of his head like he did there. He didn't give it away where he was going with the basketball, but he knew where he was going and distributed very good passes all throughout the second half of that game on Wednesday. 2:17 to go, 3-point game. Matt Province, Ryan Caulfield with you in the boys championship game for the Schuylkill League after North Schuylkill's girls won earlier in overtime. What a game that was.
And the intensity hasn't gone anywhere. This place is still packed. I don't think anybody left.
Good closeout by Kerstetter, stopping the shot by Zolkowski. Brayford working on Miller. This time Miller gets by. Up over. Thomas puts it in and 1.
I'm not really sure where the foul was there, to be honest with you, but a great take there from Drew Miller.
Thomas had an odd look. It kind of backed up, yeah. He just kind of cleared the lane saying, you know what, he's got me beat.
He didn't even go up for the block, and that's usually where he gets a lot of his fouls, or was he comes down with the hatchet on the arm.
Just the first for Thomas, which is important for Blue Mountain the way he has played today. But still a 3-point play for Drew Miller. He's hit all 3 of his free throws, and he's up to 5 points. Lead back to 6.
Big possession here for Blue Mountain. They haven't been able to figure out this 1-3-1 zone yet. But that's not going to do it.
Risky pass by Brayford. Thomas couldn't corral a turnover at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a couple turnovers there on Brayford. The young sophomore. Going to be interesting if Blue Mountain brings in Wallace Savage or Caulfield back in the game.
Zolkowski pulling up short. Thomas another rebound.
They're going to stay in this 1-3-1 again. It's worked out well for them tonight, unlike last time against Pottsville.
A lot of playing time for Brayford, who's a sophomore. Gets it back, has time to set and launch, just short. Kiter, a beautiful box out, able to get the rebound as he gives up a couple of inches to Kerstetter.
North Schuylkill going to look to hold for 1 here, but Campbell, a nice steal there.
And the finish, Campbell. Able to steal it.
He almost had another.
Oh, wow, a little risky with the basketball there. Campbell up to 3 points. Here's a triple attempt that's no good. Thomas, Dean,
there's Dean's
fight
third.
for the rebound. Dean now with 3 fouls. That's not good.
And Thomas going to head to the line for 2. Nice take there from Campbell, elevated over Kiter. Kiter not one to pick up another foul.
Dean 3, Flail 3. 10-5 foul differential. And now Thomas in a 4-point game, inching Blue Mountain ever closer as we get closer to the halftime break.
Oh, man. In and out.
He's 2 of 5 from the line. He's got 9 points and seemingly about 9 rebounds so far here in the first half.
That's the difference in this game thus far, is Blue Mountain's inability to capitalize on foul shots.
1 of 2. He's in double figures now at 10.
See if North Schuylkill looks to hold for one or not here. Oh, boy. Oh, he walked.
Jake is blocked. Block number 5 by Thomas. I like Ike. Get him a campaign poster.
I think he got away with a walk there, too.
Kerstetter splitting, whittling, and finishing. Oh, like a dash through the lane. Beautiful job by Kerstetter.
It's a nice flurry here at the end of the half. Just as North Schuylkill looked like they were picking up the defensive intensity, Blue Mountain able to step up and get a couple of points.
Here's Kiter for an answer, no. Rebounded by Miller, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Down by 10 after 1. Blue Mountain, a flurry. We've got a beauty, a 1-point game at half with a Schuylkill League championship on the line. How about that move?
Great take from Kerstetter. He took what was given to him a little bit.
Just carved his way into the lane. All right, so good first half. And before we break, I want to remind you about the fact we have our D11sports.com sports reporters over there. And with the lead by 1, Will Bracey joining our very own Luke Stefanisco. Take it away,
I'm Luke Stefanisco here with Coach Bracey of the North Schuylkill Spartans. Coach Bracey, thoughts on your team's first half performance?
We started well in the second. We really didn't run our sets. I think we just got to get back to that playing good basketball.
Any specific adjustments you need to make on offense?
We just got to take care of the ball. We got a little antsy, got a little out of place. Just got to take care of the ball.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Luke. And we would like to thank D11sports.com and their student internship program, which gives students like Luke and Anna, who you've heard from already tonight, we'll hear more from later. You give them the opportunity to get close to the action and announce games at their high school. If you are a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, contact your athletic director for more, or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. Before we send to a break, Ryan, I mean, this game could have gone away from Blue Mountain. They battle right back, and here we are with a 1-point game at the half. Your thoughts, what you just digested after 16 minutes?
Just overall, this game is just a war. That's all I could think about to say for this game. It is a war. There's bodies flying everywhere on the floor, fouls left and right, and tough finishes and blocks. I think Isaac Thomas has about 5 blocks on offense. And North Schuylkill, no slouch on the other side. They're able to get up too. Zane Zilkowski has a nice block, and they're able to get a block from behind on Isaac Thomas. So lots of steals, blocks, turnovers. A little bit of an ugly game there, but a big quarter for Blue Mountain as they outscored North Schuylkill 16-7 there, where it looked like North Schuylkill might have gotten it out of hand and kept it in double digits, but a nice response there from Blue Mountain heading into halftime and almost knotted up.
Yeah, essentially a clean slate for half number 2. All right, we'll step aside when we get back. We'll talk a little bit more about this one. We've also have some numbers for you, some scoring totals through the first 16 minutes, but we'll step aside and be back with more. This is your D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
For life, I'm be legend for life. I'm be legend for life. I said I'm be legend for life. Back against the wall where you go turn. Wanna see you crash, wanna see you burn, but you gotta stay tall, gotta wait your turn. Cause through trials, that's what legend.
Concussions are serious. 3 million sport, recreation, and auto accident-related concussions happen each year. 20% of high school athletes who play contact sports will suffer a concussion during the season. St. Luke's is the region's leader in assessing, managing, and treating concussions in athletes and non-athletes of all ages. Our multi-specialty teams of experts collaborate to care for you using the latest treatment options. Don't play head games, take concussion seriously. Call St. Luke's to schedule an appointment with one of our concussion experts.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great health care, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
Hall of Fame pitcher Steve Carlton knows what it takes to exceed expectations. He knows what it means to be part of a team that rises above the competition. He knows a champion. Steve Carlton knows St. Luke's Orthopedic Care.
All right, exciting basketball here from the Marks Hall, the Mecca, and exciting basketball coming to Lafayette College and Kirby Sports Center, because in their second year as a professional basketball team, the Lehigh Valley Legends will play at Lafayette, and that will be very exciting. Get your tickets now to watch the action, which starts with the home opener on March 10th against the Syracuse Stallions. That'll be game 3. They open up with 2 on the road, but 12 home games throughout the course of the season. Tickets are affordable and available at LehighValleyLegends.com. Also have a new client with us, and boy, I tell you what, if you're Right Now Aluminum Trailers, you chose the right day to join the D11Sports.com family, because boy, you got a heck of a game in the first opener, the girls' championship game, and this one is heading to a very similar fate. Anyway, for more than 40 years, Right Now Aluminum Trailers continues to deliver on its commitment to leadership and innovation, and to provide Right Now owners with stronger, lighter, and more durable flatbed trailers. In North America, backed by the best warranties in the business, you can find Right Nower trailers that work as hard as you do. Nothing works as hard as a Right Nower. Call 610-929-4856 for more information. Ryan, you watch this game, you kind of see the ebb and flow. Blue Mountain wasn't quite tested like this on Wednesday night. You can argue neither was North Schuylkill, although it took them a while before they really put the pedal to the metal. I don't know, after watching 16 minutes, which way the pendulum's going to fall, because both teams have done some things right and some things they need to tighten up. But at the bottom line, like you talked about, it's a war, and I don't think either team's going to be willing to let the other take over.
Yeah, so far, I don't think either coach would say that this is their best half of the year by any means, but they're both in the game, with that being said. So you can't really complain about it as much as you didn't play such a great half. I know Coach Word is definitely kicking himself about foul shots and turnovers. Those are the 2 keys for their part. And North Schuylkill, I don't think Zolkowski or Kiter really had a nice open look in that whole second quarter. It was the Drew Miller show a bit. He had a basket and a foul and 2 foul shots there in the second quarter. So he really was the one who stepped up, and only 7 points compared to 20 in the first quarter for the Spartans. It'll be interesting to see if we get that 20-point team in the first quarter, in the third quarter, or if we get the 7-point team. And interesting to see what kind of defense North Schuylkill stays in here, because getting back in transition from offense to that 1-3-1 is very difficult to do rather than picking up a man. And I think they've been hurt by that a little bit in both games this week thus far.
What's interesting to me is that I feel like for Blue Mountain, if you're going to say that they're going to win this game, I'll say that the pedigree is there, because they kind of came out kind of matching up, going tit for tat a little bit against Marion Catholic the other night. And then as the game went on, they just seemed to get stronger and stronger and, really tough on defense, but then matching that offensively with the intensity. And to your point earlier, with free throws, even with an average effort, they're up by a couple. It's a 2-possession game the other way.
Exactly. I mean, they missed 6 free throws in that first half. That's very unlike a Blue Mountain coach team. But when they met up in Fountain Springs earlier on this year, it was a similar style game, around a 31-27, I think was the score. And North Schuylkill came out firing on all cylinders, and they blew this game open. They started out on a 14-0 run to start the second half. But Blue Mountain, in some of their games, they've been able to do the same. Against Tamaqua and Jim Thorpe, as I said earlier, they were able to come out on big runs, and Coach Wirt really put some spark into them in the locker room at halftime in those games. So I'm interested to see the adjustments that both coaches make. Coach Bracey has been able to take this team over in 3 years and take them from a team that was consistently at the bottom of the division for the previous 10 years and flip them into a Division I champion. While Coach Wirt, they're typically in this experience, as they usually are facing off with Pottsville in the league championship or are at least in the semifinals for the last couple of years. So it's going to be interesting to see which experience pays off here. A team that's been able to grow over this past 3 years together, or a team that's been used to it a little bit and is used to playing in these types of big games in this crowd at Marks Hall.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And it's funny because I'm looking as you're talking, you mentioned that the meetings, there are two different types of meetings. You know, one Blue Mountain got an early lead and then leading 17-13 after one quarter, won the second, third, and fourth quarters each by 1 point and kind of held on even though it was tight. The other game, as you talked about earlier, it was close early on, and then North Schuylkill just blew the roof off in the second half. So who knows? But either way, we should be in for a good one. And we're about ready for second half play, but I do want to tell our listeners about our main sponsor here, St. Luke's, which is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, which covers 8 countries and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams during these extraordinary times. You can count on St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. All right, it will be the Spartans with the basketball. Remember, both Flail and Dean playing with 3 fouls apiece as we begin half number 2. 16 minutes, barring overtime, to a Schuylkill League boys basketball champion.
I was going to say the same thing. Coach Bracey has the trust in both of his guys to be on the floor with 3 fouls.
Great idea with the backdoor cut off the high post. Just couldn't execute. Spartans still hold possession.
So in that second quarter, Matt Caulfield picked up his second foul, was able to sit on the bench, and Brogan Campbell took over the duties of guarding Jack Kiter, and they're going to stick with that here in the third quarter. So I don't think it's a bad move for them, as they're looking to set about 8 screens for Kiter there for a look, but to no avail.
A 16-7 second quarter victory, if you will, for Blue Mountain. So I talked about a 22-5 second quarter on Wednesday, so that has been a good showing of their ability to take a few punches early and then throw some serious uppercuts of their own. Spartans very patient. Zulkowski has been terrific off the drive here in the tournament. Takes it into the lane and a beautiful fadeaway.
Yeah, sometimes when he gets it down there, it's a little bit too late if he has the ball down there. He's really good in the inside, being able to take that.
10 points for Zane Zulkowski, who's in double figures.
See what kind of look Blue Mountain gets here.
Stolen away by Flail, and then gets it to Dean. Another nice defensive possession for North Schuylkill, and they get the turnover.
Going to look for a back screen here for Zulkowski, or a 3 for Kiter. Right here is the back screen.
Kiter came through the lane and then threw it away. Caulfield comes away with it. Caulfield had 2 early points. He's going to kick it behind him to Campbell. Not a great idea now. Here is Kiter all alone, able to put it in before the help could come back for Blue Mountain in an easy 2. Maybe the easiest 2 that Kiter will have today.
Yeah, Blue Mountain needs to settle down here a little bit. Quick 4-0 run to start. This is how it happened up at Fountain Springs. They really need to weather this storm here, get a good possession going on offense.
Kiter like Zulkowski now in double figures with 10, and that, as Ryan just talked about, is a significant foul.
Yeah, Flail very intense. Was able to cause some pressure there to let Kiter get the steal and the finish, but North Schuylkill going to be playing here without one of their starters for a majority of this second half.
Flail used to catching the Hail Marys. Right there he threw the long bomb. Kiter his receiver. There's a nice look. And off the pass by Thomas, the easy 2 for Tyler Miller, his first 2 points tonight.
I'll tell you what, I've been watching, obviously, my brother's games the whole year. They run that play on every sideline out of bounds, and I don't think I've ever seen it actually caught for the home run touchdown pass there for easy bucket, as another quick foul picked up. Usually Campbell will get it right here at the top of the key, but Miller wide open on the backside.
So again, a big answer to keep it a 3-point game. Caulfield guarding Drew Miller. Miller had a good third quarter in that win here Wednesday. A couple of steals in that quarter. And then Campbell gets a little handsy, nearly stole it away. Good anticipation, just a shade late. Now Kiter, no. Thomas, the rebound. Kiter, when he's had that open look all tournament long, hasn't missed.
I think Drew Miller was the one that actually took that one.
Campbell spinning, whittling, and finishing. Oh, beautiful drive, splitting defenders like a migraine.
That's where he's lethal, is in transition.
5 points for Brogan Campbell. Back to a 1-point game. Jude Majakis getting some more time as they try to find the cutter. It's poked free by Campbell, and away with it comes Kerstetter. Kerstetter lost the handle. Right back to North Schuylkill, and as Ryan's using with his hand motions, you got to slow it down sometimes. But look at this finish.
Nice move. Nice left-handed finish as well. He would have been blocked by the rim. Would have been blocked by the rim if he went up with his right. Big possession here for the Spartans.
Love getting those, those replays of moves like that. Were a little blocked out by other bodies in the lane, but that was a nice finish. Kiter from way downtown, bullseye! His range knows no limits. Oh, Kiter can shoot the basketball. Now Drew Miller, another steal.
Yeah, you got to get up on that. Can't go underneath the screen on Kiter. And then they get an easy steal here for a big possession. Two possession game already. They can extend this lead even more right now.
Yeah, aside from the missed free throws, really the knock for Blue Mountain has just been kind of sloppy with the basketball at times.
Thought he could have doubled there.
Caulfield comes up, gets the steal. Caulfield to the rack. Caulfield.
I'm not really sure how that's not a foul, to be honest with you,
he
but
is
it's all
very
right.
annoyed. Luckily for Blue Mountain and for Caulfield, his team will maintain possession. Oh, that looked awkward. It looked like he was thumped from behind.
Yeah, I mean, Miller's gotten away with a couple of those where he gets the steals from behind, but when you do get hit from behind, you have an awkward move.
Here's Miller, no. And then tracked down by Jude Majakis, a freshman getting some big-time minutes in this championship game. Averages 11 minutes per game, so guy that they have used quite a bit here in his freshman season.
Thought Dean might look at that one.
Inside of 4 minutes, 4-point game. Another good one shaping up here at Martz Hall. I mean, the girls' game was just unbelievable. Back and forth, runs each way, overtime. Kiter, illegal screen called.
Moving screen. Yep, that's the fourth on Dean. Wow, what a big call.
Wow, 4 on Kiter, 4 on Dean. These will have deep ramifications as this game moves deeper and onward.
See if Isaac Thomas becomes more prevalent in the offense now. As you'll see, Zolkowski's going to guard up with him now. Kerstetter going to be the one with the mismatch a little bit now. With the smaller Luke Miller, it looks like it's going to be on him, the freshman. He's clapping his hands. He wants the matchup.
There's an expression about a stare that cuts glass or diamonds or whatever the heck it cuts, whatever it cuts. Will Bracey has that stare now, but there's another miscommunication as Blue Mountain turns it over again. They've been given a little wiggle room, but they haven't been able to take full advantage because of the turnovers back the other way. Now Miller, Caulfield, working hard on defense.
Looks like a little bit of a push-off there, a little bit of exaggeration.
Kiter, so lethal. Oh my gosh, is he a shooter? A deadly assassin, Jack Kiter.
Yeah, that's a tough bucket on the inside there.
Kiter has 8 in the quarter, 16 for the game. Strike that, 7 in the quarter, 15 for the game. Either way, big numbers. Now timeout. Caulfield was being hounded by Kiter. This kid is an offensive juggernaut. He can do it all, scoring at all 3 levels again tonight.
Yeah, that's a nice, tough take there. That's good defense, too, on the other end. But just nothing you could do about that. Better offense always beats better defense.
All right, tense game, 6-point Spartan lead. During the timeout, we want to tell you about our new friends. After 40 years, right now our aluminum trailers just continues to crank out its commitment to leadership and innovation, providing right now our owners with stronger, lighter, more durable flatbed trailers in North America. Backed by the best warranty in the biz, you can find Right Now our trailer works as hard as you do. Nothing works as hard as a Right Now. Call them at 610-929-4856 for more info. This is an important possession for Blue Mountain as North Schuylkill starting to separate a little bit, gets that lead up to 6.
Yeah, they really haven't been able to get much going here in the half-court set.
And now you've got the foul on Luke Miller for reaching over the top.
They're really fighting hard through those screens, and Thomas not able to catch the ball on the inside there.
North Schuylkill bench is closest to our broadcast location. And now he was
moving out of bounds.
Right? Yeah, I thought he was moving, shifting, and he turns it right back. It's kind of been like the microcosm of the third quarter, whereby Blue Mountain might get a break, but they've been very generous in giving it right back.
Yeah, both teams not able to capitalize that much. I mean, Kiter there with that bucket was the only one where they've been able to capitalize on a turnover.
The only thing I learned in classic literature, other than the fact that Zane Zolkowski can drive to the rack and score, is that you don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Odysseus taught us that. Caulfield, no on the step back. Luke Miller, the rebound. And now Caulfield goes over Miller and picks up the foul. Might need to settle down a little bit. He's been a little bit heated after a couple of collisions.
Yeah, it was a little bit hectic there trying to get back on defense. Miller was already on the ground, I think just a trip over there. Blue Mountain's got to settle in on defense here and get a stop, though. This lead can't get to 10 for the Spartans here at the end of this quarter.
11 points in the quarter. Here's Olkowski, pickpocketed Tyler Miller. Miller, good look ahead. And the finish is there. That's the first basket for Aiden Grace tonight, and it comes at a big time, but the work done by Miller. Miller time.
Yeah, great defense there from Miller. Big bucket that they needed there in transition.
6-point game, back and forth. They won't let North Schuylkill get too far ahead. Zolkowski on the backdoor cut gets the feed, a beauty from Miller.
Too easy there on that one. Blue Mountain, they've been switching that back-to-back screen there well, but Kerstetter prides himself on his defense and looks to fight through the screen, but just too late. He's dying. He hasn't come out once this game. See, he gets caught up there.
Yeah, he got caught up. You're right. You cannot, if you guard Zane Zolkowski, you better keep your eyes on him. And Zane Zolkowski, who's so good in the paint, driving with the basketball, cutting through the lane, has another 2, and he's got 6 in the quarter, 14 for the game. Quickly, I'll tell you about DM2 Security, which is locally owned and operated, presently serving most of Pennsylvania, providing all phases of security services for your home and business. They offer free estimates and have very competitive pricing and superior customer service. Let DM2 Security start protecting you today. Check them out online, dm2security.com, a small price to pay for your peace of mind.
Big possession here for Blue Mountain. They need to get something going in the half-court sets. As you'll see, the 1-3-1 comes out here again, especially with no big guy in the game. I think it's a good call here from Coach Bracey.
The sophomore, Aiden Grace, bullseye! What a big shot. First triple here for Aiden Grace. 5 cool ones here in the third quarter.
Reminiscent of his older brother, Drew Grace. He had 35 on this court a couple years ago.
Zolkowski into Thomas, who is sliding a little bit. And they'll get Thomas with his second foul.
There's Grace. Pump fakes and has that open 3. Ooh, they gave him 2 shots here.
Foul.
Wow.
That I thought a little surprising. Second foul on Thomas. Zolkowski, who's had a big third quarter. Who am I kidding? The junior's had a big year, averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. Not there.
There's the first missed foul shot of the game for the Spartans.
Yeah, think about the difference just in that category alone. Aiden Grace, big shot. He was 9 of 25 during the year. As Zolkowski 1 of 2, the lead back to 6.
They're going to call him. I don't know if this is a technical or just a foul after the play, but Kiter gave Thomas a shove. Yep, just a normal common foul. He did give him a shove, it looked like, after that.
Second on Kiter. Getting a little chippy, huh?
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's a championship game.
Still in the 1-3-1 here are the Spartans.
Will Bracey just getting the explanation from the officiating crew. They've kept Kerstetter quiet here after that early start. So it is Campbell launch that's off the mark. Thomas tried to save it out of bounds. It'll be North Schuylkill basketball.
See, that's the look that Coach Bracey and the Spartans are willing to give up, is that pull-up 3. And that's why they're in this 1-3-1. They think with the smaller lineup, Blue Mountain will take advantage of them if they're going one-on-one in the paint. But having a little bit of help side defense in the paint limit Blue Mountain to take some outside shots that they're not accustomed to.
Thomas on Zolkowski. Great cut. Beautiful feed. Kiter the finish. I tell you, those two guys, they are in each other's heads. They know exactly where the other's going to be. What a dynamic duo.
It's a beautiful play that they have set up for him on that back cut. That back screen for him is wide open.
Yeah, that's a good call here. A little bit of a slide. You can watch Zolkowski and Kiter play all day. Look at that. Perfect execution.
They almost force you to switch that back cut, the way they set the screens, and they get physical with the screens. A lot of times nowadays you'll see people, they'll just kind of only go like halfway on the screens, like 50%, but they're very willing and able to as Thomas gets an easy
Thomas on the
bucket.
second effort. Missed the first, the bunny. That would have sent Coach Word into a tizzy, but he made up for it by padding his stats, getting the extra rebound, and then getting the 2 points.
See if North Schuylkill holds for one here.
Miller thought about probing, but to your point, pulls out.
They're going to look for the same play here.
6-point game.
Here it comes again.
Zakis, nearly stolen by Campbell. He would have been able to go coast to coast. Kiter resets. Kiter fires. No! A rare miss from Jack Kiter from downtown in this tournament. And now we are done with 3. Good job by North Schuylkill, which saw its lead trimmed to 1 to build back up a lead. They lead by 6. We've got 1 quarter to go for a Schuylkill League championship. We'll be back with that on D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
I'ma be legend for life. 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 I said I'ma be legend for life. Back against the wall where you go turn. Wanna see you crash, wanna see you burn. But you gotta stay tall, gotta wait your turn. Cause through trials, that's what legend.
A look inside the huddle for Blue Mountain with 8 minutes to go, down 6, still time. And a reminder to watch the Lehigh Valley Legends play this season to see what all the excitement's about in their second year. But first, at that lovely arena, the Kirby Sports Center on the campus of Lafayette College. Tickets available at LehighValleyLegends.com. Home opener, there's 12 games. The home opener is March 10th. They'll be home the 11th as well. A weekend of fun at the Kirby. Get your tickets now. All these possessions so big, but they want to try to stay within a possession or 2. A pick and roll, and Miller and Thomas work it to perfection.
The 2 juniors really ran that well for each other, especially the fact that it was Dean and Flail both with 4 fouls guarding that play. They really couldn't give one up.
14 points now for Thomas, who's been all over. 4-point game. Miller, razzle dazzle. No, it won't go. That would have been a highlight reel play. It just wouldn't go down. You kind of feel for Miller. Everything else was perfect. The rim was not his friend.
You get a look here on this pick and roll. A beautiful open up and dive from Thomas. No help side, just a step late.
Yeah, I feel like they've gone away from using that height advantage with Thomas, and with the 4 fouls on Dean, who's back in, 4 fouls on Flail, who's back in, maybe place to go.
Back to the 1-3-1. 1 possession was enough of that.
Quick passes. They got to reverse the ball against the 1-3-1. Here's Campbell. No. Thomas fighting. Dean comes away with it. The big man, Jack Dean, wouldn't let that thing out of his clutches. And I'm sure he hasn't played as many minutes as he would have liked throughout the course of this game, making him count down the stretch.
He'll play his heart out, that's for sure.
Flail just a little bit off page with Kiter.
See, on that one, Blue Mountain did switch that play, so Kiter had an extra defender there on the cut and was able to get out of his hands. And a turnover back to the Eagles with a chance to cut this to a 1-possession game.
Campbell, Miller, Grace, Kerstetter, and Thomas on the floor for Blue Mountain. It'll stay here. Miller, Dean, Flail, Kiter, and Zolkowski, the starting 5 on the floor for North Schuylkill. History could be made if North Schuylkill holds on to this lead, but it's only 4 and there's plenty of time. But never in this league's history has the same high school have both the girls and boys champion.
That's crazy to think about.
Right? Grace from deep. Amazing Grace has his second 3-point bomb. We've got a 1-point game.
Only a sophomore step in off the bench in the second half and have 8 huge points to get the Eagles back in this game. It's somewhat surreal.
Wow, we're back and forth, and now Miller a steal. He did that all night long on Wednesday. Now Blue Mountain, a chance at a lead. It's Thomas through traffic, no. Fight for the rebound, Grace comes away with it. Grace, baseline. May have gotten away with a walk. Here's Campbell. And Kerstetter for the lead, no. Rebounded by Dean, who's been big on the boards here since re-entering the basketball game.
Both teams need to settle down on offense here and run their sets. Lots of turnovers here for the Spartans on offense. Get the ball in your two scorers' hands.
How about the stroke on Dean? I mean, not Dean, I'm sorry, Grace. Dean's pretty good too. But Grace coming off the bench. Good look down low to Flail. Flail gets fouled, will go to the line. What you like about North Schuylkill is how well everybody distributes the basketball. There's a lot of playmakers, a lot of facilitators out there.
Once again, you see that 1-through-1, the head fake back, and it was almost like the Red Sea split open for Grace there, and he's able to connect.
High risk, high reward defense. You have to have athletes to play it. They do. As Flail hits the first. That is his first point tonight. He's a 58% free throw shooter for the year.
Limited action for Flail tonight, similar to their first matchup together. He was in foul trouble early and ended up fouling out early in the third quarter.
Those were 2 big free throws. Still a 1-possession game at 3. Another great one. What great basketball tonight. Campbell lost the handle on it.
He was looking for Miller. He should have just left it off for a bounce pass, though. Too much fire on that pass.
And I think a part of that is you almost have to with the athleticism of that North Schuylkill defense. Five minutes to go. Kiter. Another huge game. He has been terrific in this tournament. Solkowski cut off, so Dean will try it again. This time, no, he had hit 2 earlier. And the rebound by Miller. Campbell. Misdirection. Campbell all the way through. Leaves it for Miller. Yes, a 1-point game. Campbell able to split defenders and facilitate again.
That's what he was trying to do last time, but Miller was ready for that one.
Four points for Tyler Miller. 1-point game, 4:17 to go.
Could you ask for anything more on a night like tonight?
No. I mean, this is sensational. First the girls, now the boys. Zolkowski puts it to the floor. We know he can score that way. Got cut off by Kerstetter. And now Kerstetter, actually good call there. He saw his hand extend as he pushed over the screen.
Yep.
Good call.
Great drive there.
Well, that's a risky, seeing that angle, he didn't have much of a little seam there.
No, not by any means. See what this play is. Into Dean.
Student sections going back and forth with one another. 4 minutes to go. It's been a wonderful game. And this kid has had a big second half. 7 for Zolkowski in the second half, 15 for the game. Miller thought about it. This is the guy they'd love to see get open beyond the perimeter. So he drives. Kiter off the window. This kid can do it all.
It's a tough take.
I've got him at 19.
Oh, no way.
Here's Grace.
Oh, my.
Amazing Grace. How sweet the stroke, baby.
Woo! Aiden Grace, 11 second half points.
9 from beyond the arc. Left in, you talked about that. Sometimes they go he and Caulfield, offense, defense. They need the points. They go to Grace with a 3-point stroke, and he has been right on point.
It's something about this floor where somebody, it's a role player, always steps up in the championship game. Pottsville always had somebody like that. J.R. Hahn or Matt Salata had huge games as seniors, but Aiden Grace, the sophomore, stepping up tonight.
Dean on the cut, but the feed there. That's Solkowski at his finest, distributing the rock. And Dean's going to finish that 10 times out of 10. He's got 8 points. How about this drive? Amazing through the lane. Looking out. Here comes Campbell. Back tied. Drew Miller the other way. That may be off Thomas. It is. It stays with North Schuylkill. Oh, this is punch back and forth, one and the other. What a game. Coach's shirt's coming untucked. Ties getting loosened up. Fans on their feet. We got it all here at the Mecca.
Close to a 5-second call there. They're going to look for Kiter to take.
Kiter spinning. The one-hander, no. The rebound there is Miller. Here comes the Eagles. A look ahead to Kerstetter. Good catch. Collects himself over the shoulder and in. And we've got a Blue Mountain lead. It has been a long time since the Eagles have led. You got to go back to the first quarter.
And where do they get it from? A transition bucket. Right where they want to be. They've been able to connect here a couple times. It's Dean. Oh, I thought he was going to take it. Thomas was sagging off big time.
The governess can't watch. Governess has her hands in front of her eyes. What a defensive position here for Blue Mountain. 2 to go. 2-point game. Who's going to step up?
Dean.
Zolkowski for a lead. Got it! Got it! Zane Zolkowski! And it's back to Spartans way by 1. Timeout. 52-51. Zolkowski with a big connect from up top.
Wow, what a play. Dean able to kick it out. He felt the double team coming, able to kick it out to the wide open Zane Zolkowski for a 3. A huge bucket, his first 3 of the ball game.
Yeah.
If you're going to look at him, Blue Mountain is probably looking, that's probably the weakest part of his game. He likes to drive. He's a strong finisher, good off the dribble. 3-pointers, not his forte as much, but able to connect in the clutch. Similar, his mom was one heck of a basketball player, Tiana Geist. Oh, man. Reminiscence, I'm sure there's some Schuylkill County basketball fans who have seen that one before.
Ryan, we're going to sit here a year from now, me, you, Kevin Connolly, the 3 Stooges down here, the 3 Amigos, whatever, the 3 Musketeers, whatever you want to call it, right? We're going to be sitting here next year in the same spot talking about Kiter to Zolkowski, juniors, both of them, and they're unbelievable together. They're unbelievable players, and they're just juniors.
I was just going to say that.
It's crazy.
These guys are doing this as juniors.
Unbelievable.
They've been starting pretty much. Kiter's been starting since a freshman, Zolkowski since a sophomore, and they have just had tremendous careers with a full year to go even. They've been able to turn this program around, those 2 together, and then the supporting cast, Flail, Drew Miller, and then the 2 freshmen off the bench coming into a Schuylkill League championship game and being able to produce. That's very, very impressive for this team.
Coach Bracey's got the shirt back tucked in after the timeout. You know, my shirt needs to be tucked in too. It's been such a good pair of games here. Exciting basketball from the Mecca, 1-point game. Grace thought about it, no. Gets it back. They're not letting him get loose. They know about Grace, he's burned them 3 times. Quick switch, Campbell from downtown, bullseye! It's a lead on the 3 from Brogan. Campbell.
What a shot, a big-time shot. You know he was looking for that one the whole time, though. A minute to go in this game.
His first 3-point field goal, 8 for Campbell. 1 to go. 2-point lead for Blue Mountain.
Who's taking the shot for the Spartans? Zolkowski has it.
He or Kiter, you got to imagine. Zolkowski on the drive. Tough shot. Oh, with contact, able to finish. Beautiful, strong drive by Zolkowski. He's got 20.
Evened up. Blue Mountain has a bunch of timeouts left here. See if they try and run this back down for 1 shot. This is where legends are made in Martz Hall.
Deafening chance. Good look down low to Thomas. Turnaround is too strong.
Didn't need to take it.
Tough shot. Not a high percentage shot. The turnaround on the baseline. And now in a tie game, Spartan ball, 25 seconds to go. Who wants that final shot? Tied up down the stretch.
Gotta be Zolkowski or Kiter.
Campbell is on Kiter like a shadow right now. Into the
Tyler
lane.
Miller!
Miller intercepts it. Here's Grace, the sophomore. Grace for 3 in the lead. Grace! Grace!
Grace!
Aiden
Aiden Grace! Are you serious?
3-point lead. The sophomore, Aiden Grace, out of nowhere. My.
It was Matt Caulfield Tuesday. It's Aiden Grace today, coming in averaging 2.3 a game. What does he do? 14 second half points. Are you serious?
This kid is tough. This sophomore. He's not coming unraveled in a big moment. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected, he's firing 3s.
Wow, I haven't seen a pair of Schuylkill League finals go down to this wire as much as these 2 games. What a performance from both North Schuylkill girls, Marion girls, North Schuylkill boys, and Blue Mountain boys. An all-time classic night here at the Mecca.
Oh my goodness, Aiden Grace. I'm going to tell you something here. You said it Wednesday, Matt Caulfield, 4 of 14 from downtown for the year. Goes 4 for 4, okay? Now you got Aiden Grace. He came in 9 of 35. He's got how many did he miss one?
I don't think he did.
4.
I think he's 4 for 4.
4 for 4. So, I mean, this is why you love athletics, right? You don't know who the hero is going to be. But, I mean, these are big-time performances. 6 seconds to go.
You need a 3 here
for
Spartans. Oh, and who's there? Tipped it out of bounds.
Grace getting extended run in what has been his finest hour as a high school athlete. That took 0.8 off the clock. They can't run the baseline.
Nope, that's big now. It's in.
Kiter.
Oh, Blue Mountain's going to start fouling. They have fouls to give.
Smart.
I'm interested to see if Coach Wirt, he is very much against fouling up 3. He likes to play with 5 guys outside the perimeter, but see if he puts them on the line here. Let like a second or 2 run off and get it down to a second. I think he's going to talk it over right now.
We talked about the fact that it had never been done before, right? That a boys and girls squad from the same high school win. And you think about all the years of the Schuylkill League, all the good teams, all the powerful performances, and North Schuylkill had a lead. You know, their lead was double digits at times tonight. Their lead was 6-8, all throughout most of the third and fourth quarter. That's how hard it is, because as well as they've played and as big as a lead that they've had, here's Blue Mountain hitting shots, sophomore making a hero out of himself. I mean, it's unbelievable.
If you're looking at it on paper, you're seeing 3 guys for Blue Mountain scoring in double digits. You're seeing Kerstetter, Campbell, Thomas. You're trying to take them away. You're telling me in the Schuylkill League semifinal and final that 2 of your players averaging a combined 4 points are going to go for 14 apiece, 14 to 15 apiece?
And the beauty of it is that Grace didn't have to have a 3 there, but he pulled up. He could have driven in, maybe got himself an easy layup. He said no, he's comfortable out the rim here.
Looks like North Schuylkill's going to call a quick timeout.
3.4 to go. Zukowski was the one that broke free, and it looked like he may have had an opportunity to hoist up what would have been a desperation game-tying attempt, and now that drama will prolong. With the timeout, are you allowing the Eagles a chance to foul here?
I honestly don't think they're going to. I think they're going to play it out. I really do.
Yeah.
It's the way. Playing under Coach Wirt for 4 years, he's a huge proponent against it. You'll see they'll play man-to-man, but there's not enough time left now, but we called it like lava, 50 defense. Inside the three-point line is lava. If you go in, then you're doing something wrong. They could take it too. It doesn't hurt because the clock's going to run after the ball goes through the basket. They got burnt on that one last year, actually, at a game at Panther Valley where they tried to run that. So see if he makes the adjustment from last year as a coach. See if he fouls, it puts them on the line, and forces a perfect play for a missed free throw, or if he lets the 3 go off. But Kiter can hit from the mid-court line. So if I was the coach, I would not be risking it. I would wait as soon as it was caught, right around 2 seconds, foul, and then get all the big bodies down there and secure the defensive rebound. Because it would only be 1 and 1, not 2 shots.
Oh, man.
It's there.
Here it is. Oh, no. Kiter's going to have to hurry. Off-balance 3. No!
No!
Off the heel, and Blue Mountain down 10 in the first quarter. Rallies all the way back, taking a fourth-quarter lead on the sharp-shooting sophomore Aiden Grace. And they have won the Schuylkill League Championship for the first time since 2017. You got to be kidding me.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. What a game. What a game. Both sides. I mean, that's an all-time classic. Wow.
So in the rubber match, that's unbelievable. Aiden Grace, the story of the game.
Something about the Grace name on this floor, I'll tell you what.
Wow. That's quite a performance. And Blue Mountain trailed the bulk of the game, as many as 10. Came all the way back, had the lead, gave it up again, and then came back again. That's a fabulous basketball game that came down to one final shot. Kiter's been so good all year, so good in the tournament, and he just missed hitting the heel on an off-balance 3 to tie.
If that game would have went to overtime, I think this place would have erupted. Martell might have came down on us, but wow.
I don't think I could have taken back-to-back overtime games there, partner.
No, my heart couldn't either, especially when you got little brother playing in this and being able to accomplish something that I was never able to. It's pretty surreal.
First time since 2017. And they will have the award ceremony here coming up. Medals are out, trophies are out, hugs still being given out. Crazy. And we'll hear from a player of the game. My guess is you got to get Aiden Grace. Now, he's only a sophomore. Sometimes you want a spokesman from the upper class. But I don't know. How do you turn down that kid for a post-game interview?
What a game for the sophomore. Sophomore only, Aiden Grace comes in the biggest moment probably that he'll experience in his career, and is able to step up in the big time and answer punch for punch with everything North Schuylkill had. But hats off to both teams. I mean, what a game from both sides, back and forth. And this team, North Schuylkill, look out for them in the future and in district play. This team is going to be a hard out no matter who gets to face off against them, which could be, if I believe, North Schuylkill, Pottsville round 4 in the first round of districts.
All right, so you see here Coach Bracey in his third year. They have had a very good year. In fact, that snaps what was an 11-game winning streak. Meanwhile, it's the 8th consecutive win for Blue Mountain and the biggest of the run. Naturally, they had to get here the hard way. They did not have a bye, did the Blue Mountain Eagles. They had to win in the quarterfinals, knocking off Tri-Valley 59-38. They then had to win in the semifinals 64-46 over Marion and come back here against a team that had not lost in division play. And now head coach Justin Wirt joins our very own Anna Howland. Anna, take it away.
We're here with the head coach of Blue Mountain after a Schuylkill League championship victory. What was the turning point in the fourth quarter that really led your team to being able to pull off that win?
We got a couple stops, and we had a young kid, Aiden Grace, stepped up and hit some huge shots for us that ultimately propelled us to the win.
I mean, after such a successful season, what was the most important thing that the team as a whole did to get to this point?
I got to credit all of our seniors. They've played so hard and practiced hard every day. Even today we were down big in the first quarter, and not one of them started pointing their finger at anybody. They just played through it, and they worked as a team, and it paid off.
And what can we expect from your team from districts?
The same type of mentality. We're going to come out, we're going to work hard, we're going to play hard, and if we do that, it'll give us a chance to win.
All right, congratulations and good luck in the postseason. Back to you guys.
That is Anna Howland of Lee Heighton, one of our student reporters, and we want to thank D11sports.com and their student internship program, which gives students like Anna and also Luke Stefanisco, who you heard from earlier, the opportunity to get close to the action and announce games at their high school. I want to pause for a second, hear the applause for Blue Mountain as they will bestow the medals around the necks of each of these young student athletes. I can't imagine what's going through the head of Aiden Grace right now. Yeah, I got a live read that I got to finish up, but what's going through this young man's head? He just sealed a conference championship. He really took it from the clutches of defeat, and on his narrow sophomore-esque shoulders, single-handedly offensively anyway, won this game for them.
I don't even know what to say. I've never seen anything like that before. It's just a third and fourth quarter explosion from a kid who doesn't get as many minutes that I'm sure he would. 8 seniors on this Blue Mountain team.
They're about to announce Aiden Grace. I'm curious what kind of reaction this gets. Let's hold on for a second. Listen to that. I mean, if these many people knew they were going to give a standing ovation to Aiden Grace before they came here, it'd be crazy. Aiden Grace, the sophomore, number 23, had 4 3-pointers in the second half. The sophomore, 23, Aiden Grace. Unbelievable.
Just an all-around team win for the Blue Mountain Eagles, you could tell. Having some guys step up off the bench, giving huge minutes, to be able to be, it's a full team effort to be a championship winning team, and today you saw it from both teams. Jack Dean, Joey Flail had to sit on the bench with foul trouble for a majority of the game. They were able to get great minutes from their bench, but just in the end, it was the difference in the 3-point shot being made in the second half.
And the one thing that Blue Mountain, we talked about the defense they were able to apply against Marion Catholic. We had talked about a couple of players from Marion Catholic who are, 20-point a game type of guys, and they really frustrated and negated their ability to get involved in the game. And although Jack Kiter had another amazing game in the fourth quarter, they didn't really allow him a look. I mean, that was a desperation heave at the end, was really his best look. And that was been it. So you credit their ability to play defensively. And now the trophy.
And who's holding on to it? Usually you'll see the senior captains, but man, Aiden Grace, he deserves it.
By the way, now he goes up, hoisted in the air like Superman. That's that kid, no matter what happens in his athletic career, no matter what happens in his life, he's going to remember that. Here comes the student section. Look out. They're about to get mauled by a bunch of kids wearing their best Tommy Bahamas. And that's why we love athletics.
Schuylkill League Championship, there's just nothing like it. I don't think throughout the state there's not a place where you could play. The only place that rivals this is maybe the Palestra and the Philly Catholic League, but being able to play in a sold-out Marks Hall and be able to remember this for the rest of their lives, I'm sure these kids will cherish this every single day when they remember. They'll be telling their kids, their grandkids, their great-grandkids about the time that they beat North Schuylkill for the Schuylkill League Championship.
Matt Caulfield's going to be on a porch somewhere with a cold iced tea, a straw in his mouth, having been retired for a few years, just rocking the chair, saying, what was the name of that kid? That was that little guy, that sophomore Oh, yeah, Aiden Grace. Well, let me tell you about Aiden Grace, and that will be the story he tells his grandkids on the porch in retirement. That's what this does. This allows the opportunity for stories and accomplishments that you can't get from many other walks of life. At least if you're a sports-minded individual, there's nothing like this. You just can't duplicate it. You can't.
Nope, there's no other feeling like it. These guys really will never forget this feeling, especially in a tight game like this, back and forth. Oh, man, emotions running high, student sections yelling. Both games, just what a performance from all 4 teams on the floor tonight. Super impressive. Really shows what the best of the league has to offer, and the competition and just spirit and fight that the Schuylkill League has to offer.
56-52 in overtime was the girls' final. North Schuylkill beating Marian Catholic 57-54. Is your final in the boys' championship. We will not have history tonight. We will not have one high school taking both the boys and girls championships, but boy, I can't imagine a year where you're going to have 2 better games.
Absolutely not. I think this one is one for the all-time ages here in Marks Hall in the storied history of the court. Kobe Bryant's played here. Jerry McNamara scored 55 points. And we had 2 of the best games that this court's ever seen.
Right? That's the story as it will go. Do want to thank one of our new partners here, and we got right now our aluminum trailers join up on District 11, D11sports.com, and for more than 40 years they continue to deliver on the commitment to leadership and innovation and to providing right now our owners with stronger, lighter, more durable flatbed trailers in North America. Backed by the best warranty in the biz, you can find right now a trailer that works as hard as you do. Nothing works as hard as a right nower. Call 610-929-4856 for more information. And lastly, we do want to thank DM2 Security, which is locally owned and operated, presently serving most of Pennsylvania, providing all phases of security services for your home and business, offering free estimates, very competitive pricing, and superior customer service. Let DM2 Security start protecting you today. Check them out on the web at dm2security.com. It's a small price to pay for a peace of mind. Well, Ryan, I guess we'll make a date for it next year. Same place, same spot, same 2 turkeys. Talking over Schuylkill League basketball. It was an absolute pleasure working with you yet again.
Absolutely. What a great game, and what 2 great games, and just an unbelievable time, and be able to watch this for as long as YouTube's around, let's hope.
Indeed. All right, we want to thank everybody. Our executive producer today, David Micah Jr., and, of course, Al DiCarlo, who was with Colonial League Action. Our cameras, Kivana and Joe, did fine work tonight as per usual, and our student engineer, our reporters rather, Luke Stefanisco and Anna Howland. If you're interested in becoming a sports reporter on the D11sports.com student internship program, contact Al or Dave at D11sports.com or contact your athletic director for more. All right, Kevin Connolly made it all happen. He's our producer. We thank him for tremendous work yet again tonight. Great job as always, Kevin. And, of course, for both Ryan Caulfield and for Kareen Fritz. I'm Matt Province saying so long and farewell a final time from Marks Hall, where champions have been crowned. On the girls' side, it was North Schuylkill. On the boys' side, it was Blue Mountain. Congratulations to both programs and both high schools for a terrific season. All right, we want to thank you for watching this production of D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I'm here with Aiden Grace, our D11 Sports Player of the Game. Aiden, an incredible shot to ice the game. What was going through your head at the moment?
I was feeling hot. My boy Tyler Miller got me the ball, and I was in my spot, and just let it fly, and it went in.
Well, an incredible run to come back and beat North Schuylkill. How does it feel to beat them, take the season series 2-1?
Oh, man, it feels great. We lost a tough one there, and these past couple days of practice, we focused on that and came back strong tonight.
The team shooting was phenomenal. Is that something you guys worked on in the upcoming days to prepare for the game?
Yeah, here and there we're getting a bunch of shooting drills. Coach Allen's 3-ball shooting really helped out tonight, so shout out Coach Allen.
Great game. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you.